welcome to Moms on Mics. I'm Joanne,
I'm Cash.
And I'm Sophia.
and this episode we are talking about Jack and Lily Sullivan, the two siblings that went missing on May 2nd, 2025, from their home in Garlock Road in Lansdowne Station, roughly 25 kilometers southwest of New Glasgow. On Thursday, May 1st at 6:18 a.m., the children's school is informed through an app that both children will stay home due to a cough. That same day at 2:25 p.m., an RCMP investigation showed this is the last time the children were seen outside the home, caught on surveillance video at a Dollarama location. According to the parents, at 9 p.m., Lily and Jack were put to bed wearing the clothes that they were in earlier in the day. Lily was wearing a pink sweater and pink pajamas with white shapes and a Barbie top. Lily also had a corduroy cream-colored backpack adorned with strawberries. Jack was wearing black sweatpants, a t-shirt, and a diaper.
On May 2nd, 6:15 a.m., an alarm went off and Malaya, Jack, and Lily's mom booked them off sick at school again. At some point during the morning, the children woke up their baby sister, but later was silent in the house again. Then at 10:01 a.m., Malaya Brooks...
Sorry, I think it's Malaya. I'm sorry.
Malaya Brooks Murray reported Lily and Jack missing and believed they had wandered away from the home on Garlock Road. The mother told police that both children were possibly autistic and known to roam, and that their boots were gone. Daniel Martel, the children's stepfather, told RCMP officers he ran outside, got in his car, and drove around. Then he ran around in the woods looking for Jack and Lily for hours. He mentioned to authorities that he did not look at the time or even take his phone during this period.
Martel said while he and their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, were in the bedroom with their 1-year-old daughter, Lily came in and out several times, and Jack could be heard in the kitchen. Shortly after, they could not hear the children. Martel said he believes the children opened the sliding back door, which he said was nearly silent, and went outside. The home borders a heavily wooded area with steep banks and thick bush. At 12:25 p.m., RCMP issued a news release notifying the public about the missing children and asking anyone with information to come forward. Police say they believe the children wandered away from their home and there was no evidence of abduction. An Amber Alert was not issued. At 4:55 p.m., the Mounties issue an update saying the search is ongoing and asking the public to stay away from the area, and a vulnerable missing persons advisory was issued for Pictou County. A vulnerable missing persons advisory, sometimes called a silver alert or endangered person advisory, is a public notification system which is used to help locate individuals who are at a higher risk when they go missing due to their age, a disability, or a cognitive impairment. Information is distributed to the public through various means, which can include TV, radio, traffic signs, and mobile phone alerts. Wireless emergency alerts, or WEAs. This transforms the public into extra eyes and ears for law enforcement.
I wonder then why this one was not set out for the Darius McDougal one, right? I mean, he fits this criteria.
Yeah.
Do we have it though, or is it just because of the area they're in that they have it?
No, we have it too.
Yeah, we do.
It's a cross Canada thing. It's usually used for like elderly or like adults that are with disabilities and such. It's not very often used for kids. But I mean, the biggest issue was that with the Darius one and with this one, people argued the same thing, that an Amber Alert was not put out. Now, this one was for these kids, but I wonder if people don't take this one as serious because they don't necessarily realize that this works for kids as well, right? Like, I wonder if they see this and they're like, oh, it's an old person that's wandering around kind of thing. Because I had no idea this was for children, or could be used for children as well. So who knows? But if they're willing to put this out, like we said before, the Amber Alert covers if they're like in grave danger, right? These kids are 4 and 6 years old. If they're alone, I would consider that grave danger. Same with the Darius one. So I don't know, pisses me off. So on Saturday, May 3rd, volunteers searched through the night. More than 100 people are involved in the search, including ground search and rescue dog service, drones, and helicopters. At 5:26 p.m., Nova Scotia RCMP issued a wider missing persons alert to Pictou, Colchester, and Antigonish counties. The children's mother spoke to CTV News, saying she is staying hopeful. That news report she was heavily criticized for that. She used just some of the words, some past tense words, which people often criticize for. As the search continued on Sunday, May 4th, for the missing children, their stepfather says he wants authorities to monitor the New Brunswick border and nearby airports in case the children were abducted. RCMP Staff Sergeant Curtis McKinnon says 160 searchers are out looking for the children despite challenging conditions due to heavy rain. But that is the only mention the parents make of a possibility that they were taken. Just keep that in mind.
Police and rescue agencies continue to search for the children 24/7. Nova Scotia RCMP told CBC News that searchers located what could have been a footprint on Saturday and expanded the search effort in the area. 4 drones with thermal imaging technologies are used at night to look for heat signatures in the woods. On Tuesday, May 6, 5 days since the children were reported missing, a Nova Scotia RCMP spokesperson says the case remains a missing persons investigation. Malaya, the children's mother, left the area to be with her family in another part of the province and blocked Daniel, their stepfather, on social media. Daniel said that there was an argument between the two families out in the yard of the home that day. The children's maternal grandmother spoke to the Canadian press in a brief phone interview. Cindy Murray says the family is hoping and praying for the children to come home, and she also says, please advise the family against speaking to the media.
Okay, I just wanted to go back quickly. I forgot to say. So they had drones and air search going on, and there's a huge discrepancy with one of the searches. So they came across these 2 heat sources. And the guy that's flying the drone is talking to the people that are on the ground and saying, can you check this area because of these heat sources? And it was dark. So the people on the ground, like they had flashlights and such. And the guy that's flying the drone is saying, okay, to your left, go to your right, whatever. You're right on top of it. No, now you're walking away. There's this whole thing. And the guy on the ground, or like the dispatcher, is also involved, and he's saying there isn't any ground searchers on the one side, they're on the other side. And then the people that did come across to where they were talking about the heat sources that they picked up, the guy basically just walks over and goes, no, there's nothing here, and then walks away, and they kind of blow it off. Now, there's 2 heat sources found. And they just kind of glance over and they're like, there's nothing here. Well, it's dark, for one. Maybe look around. Like there's actually video of it on YouTube. You can track it down. And they just kind of graze over it. They don't do a thorough look or anything. And it's heavily criticized. Like this could have been them laying on the ground or whatever, right? Like it is strange that there's 2 heat sources and they just kind of graze right over it. So for whatever it's worth, that's kind of the first criticism that the RCMP take for this.
Right. Nova Scotia RCMP announced on Wednesday, May 7th at 2 p.m. that the search for the missing kids is being scaled back. Staff Sergeant Curtis McKinnon says there hasn't been any confirmed sightings of the children, and it is unlikely they are alive. He says searchers have covered a heavily wooded 4 square kilometer area, roughly the size of Halifax's downtown, and teams will be returning to areas previously searched. Sadly, on Thursday, May 8th, the Nova Scotia RCMP packed up their command center and most searchers left the area, while an RCMP underwater team searched bodies of water in the Lansdowne Station area. The children's stepfather spoke with investigators from the Major Crime Unit at the Stellarton RCMP detachment earlier in the week and willingly handed over his phone to police, and investigators have searched the home. On Tuesday, May 13th, the children had been missing for 12 days. Nova Scotia RCMP issued a release saying they are continuing to investigate the case. Police said they are following up on more than 180 tips from the public and have identified 35 people to conduct formal interviews with. Those people include community members and those closest to the family. Police also confirmed that an underwater recovery team searched lakes around Lansdowne Station on May 8th and 9th, but did not uncover any evidence. Nova Scotia RCMP confirmed on Thursday, May 15th, that there had been no evidence to suggest the children were abducted. Friday, May 16th, marked 2 weeks since the children were reported missing. Kevin McLean of Colchester Ground Search and Rescue says in an interview, the search will resume Saturday at Lansdowne Station with volunteers from multiple search and rescue teams. In a news release Friday evening, RCMP said the search will focus on specific areas around Garlock Road. The Sullivan home is on the road.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking when they have to pull back the search and then when they stop the search, because it's not like the kids are found, right? Like the case is not over. So it's just, I understand they haven't come across anything and it's, what do they do? But it feels like they should keep looking until they're found, which I get is like a huge cost of resources, right? It's got to be heartbreaking for the parents. I mean, unless the parents are the ones that did it, but just saying. Okay, so Sunday, May 18th, around 115 people participated in a search that evening. The RCMP confirmed the ground search was ending for now. In a media release, RCMP said investigators and search managers were reviewing and assessing the week's search to determine the next steps. Melissa Scott, who lives in the community of Glengarry Station, near the children's home, is visited by 2 officers from the RCMP Major Crime Unit on Tuesday, May 20th, asking her for footage from her 7 trail cameras scattered around her 16-hectare property. She was initially asked to give them her footage from May 1st to May 3rd, but they later expanded their request to include April 27th to May 3rd, which she handed over to the RCMP. On May 28th, RCMP issued a news release confirming the children were seen in public with family members on the afternoon of May 1st, the day before the disappearance. The Mounties also ask anyone who has dashcam footage or video along Garlock Road between 12 p.m. on April 28th and 12 p.m. on May 2nd to contact them. Sorry, I should have sent you guys a map or a picture. Let's see if I've got it on my phone. I think I do. I'll send it to the group. Oh, no, I don't. That's Darius's. Damn it. Sorry. I just wanted you guys to see. So, basically, it's this whole wooded area, and then they live in, what are they called? Like a
Trailer?
Yeah, like a modular home.
Yeah.
Right? And then, so there's this, property or, land around the modular home, and then the grandma has a trailer in the back of it, and there's, a fenced-in area with, swings and stuff. And then basically right next to the trailers, there's their driveway, I guess it would be. And then right off there, it's the highway. So they didn't have far to go to make it from their house to the highway if they went that way. And we don't know. We don't know if they went so right all the way around their house, except where the highway is all wooded area. So there is a lot of places that they could have wandered off to into the woods, but they also could have, if they made it to the highway, been picked up on the highway. So these trail cams and stuff, the footage of that would be great for them to see, right? Because then they can see if they're in the wooded area around, hopefully.
My question would just be, how did they know they were at the dollar store with family?
They had camera footage from the dollar store of that.
So someone just told them that they were at the dollar store with them that day?
The mom said that they went to the dollar store, and so then they got footage at the dollar store, because that was a question a lot of people asked too. Well, how do we know they weren't gone before? Because they actually were off school. They hadn't been in school all week.
About 75 volunteers resumed the search on May 31st, scouring the area where a boot print was found in a previous search. Amy Hansen of Colchester Ground Search and Rescue says there is no way of knowing if the boot print is even related to the missing children, but she says it is all they have to go on. 3 drones helped with the search. but poor weather conditions meant that helicopters were not able to assist. 6 weeks after the children went missing, Jack and Lily Sullivan's stepfather passed a police polygraph related to their disappearance. Did you kill Lily and Jack? That was the first question Daniel Martel was asked. He said he was extremely nervous. His stress levels were through the roof. In Canada, polygraph tests are used as an investigative tool and are not admissible in court. A polygraph machine works by measuring physiological changes associated with stress, such as heart rate, blood pressure, respiration, and perspiration, while a person is asked questions. It assumes that deceptive answers will produce involuntary physiological responses that differ from truthful answers, allowing an examiner to detect potential deception. The examiner usually asks questions not related to the case in the beginning to set a base level of reading, such as, is your name, and whatever their name actually is. Are you blank years old? The examiner then compares the subject's physiological responses to control questions and relevant questions. Significant and consistent changes in the reading during the relevant questions compared to the controlled questions can indicate deception.
Okay, I'm going to say, I think I would fail a polygraph test regardless of what it was about. I'm just going to say that right off the bat, especially because they're going to say, is your name Joanne? Technically, no, it's
We
not.
should do one.
But it also is, right? I would love to do one. If we know anyone out there that can.
Right? That can administer a polygraph test on us three ladies.
Right?
Just with like fun questions,
yeah.
right?
And you can randomly ask me if I murdered anybody. I haven't, but you can ask me. I'd love to see if I would pass. Because it would be, I think, like, would you not be so nervous? Even if you've done nothing wrong, you're going to be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What if they think I'm lying and I haven't actually done anything wrong? Now I look like I'm lying. Like, and even though, like, granted, they're not admissible in court, 100%, but they do kind of have an impact on the investigation, right? Like, if you have this polygraph test and you fail it, now they're looking at you, whether they are looking elsewhere as well or not, they're looking at you, right? So what if that hinders it? Because now they think you did it, so they're only looking at you. And you actually didn't, but you fucked up, and you was nervous as hell, and now they're not looking anywhere else. I don't know. Like, I think they're great in some cases. I don't know. I think they're really cool. I think the whole idea is amazing. And you also have to think it's open to interpretation of what the person given the exam thinks. So how they read the readings is how they're going to tell you if you passed or failed. It could be different from different examiners, even with the same test, right? If they feel like you're lying, do they lead the questions in a certain way? It's hard to know. And some people are great manipulators, right?
And that's probably why it's not admissible in court, because
exactly.
So they get different answers.
Yeah, because there's been people that have been 100% guilty and have passed polygraph tests. Well, how the fuck do they do it, right? And then you have to assume the same is true, if not more so, for people that are... Yeah. Oh, 100%, yeah. I didn't take note of the actual cases, but it did when I was researching the polygraph test, because I was like, I've heard other podcasters in other cases talk about how they're not admissible, especially that one podcast I listened to, the prosecutors. They talk about them all the time. And they're like, they're complete crap because people pass them all the time that absolutely have done the crime, and they pass a polygraph test, right? Sometimes people put like, I can't remember who it was, but someone put like a tack in their shoe. So they were constantly in like a certain level of distress. So that was your base level. Like if you go in there and you're like, oh my God, I'm so nervous, and they ask you those questions that are meant to say this, they're telling the truth, right? Like if Sophia, if you went in and you were so crazy nervous and they're like, is your name Sophia? And you answer yes, but you feel nervous and you feel like you're lying and your reading is a certain level because of how stressed you are. And then they say, did you rob the bank? And you're like, no. And you actually didn't, but your levels are still stressed, right? Like, because you're just constantly in a level of stress, then it's going to look the same. So They're really cool. I think there is something to be said about, like, that we can take from them. I just don't know how much we believe in them,
Right.
unfortunately.
Martel said he's gone above and beyond to help police with the investigation, encouraging them to search his family's property, offering up his cell phone and banking information, and asking for a polygraph test. He said all the questions were presumptive, that the children are no longer alive, such as, are you an accessory to the murder of Lilly and Jack? None of the questions assumed the children were taken, he said. Martel was informed of his results immediately after. He said the investigator told him, you did a good job, you passed. But the RCMP declined at the time to confirm or deny this claim. The investigators don't see me as part of the disappearance, he said. I know I have nothing to do with any of it. Martel is one of 54 people who have been formally interviewed as part of the investigation. Some have received polygraph tests, although RCMP will not confirm how many. The children's paternal grandmother, Belinda Gray, has confirmed she was interviewed by police, as well as her son, Cody Sullivan. Gray told CBC News they were not asked to participate in polygraph tests.
Hey, I just want to clarify, sorry, I forgot to put it in here, that Cody Sullivan is Lily and Jack's biological father. So
Okay.
that's why that was significant.
On the first
Did you make a sign? That's amazing. I love it. Just so everybody knows, because they can't see this, Sophia made an actual stop sign to hold up because sometimes I don't shut up. And I've got the stop sign again, sorry.
On the first day of the search, emergency responders speaking over a non-encrypted radio channel mention a canine unit being dispatched to a blanket. Families brought us to a location there not far away that there's a piece of blanket which the mother says she believes belongs to her daughter. Just off the road here, an official said over the radio. Martel confirmed it was a piece of Lily's blanket. There's more evidence than what the public knows. I can't elaborate on any of that, said Martel. He did say it was found on Lansdowne Road near the location of a child-sized boot print that was discovered around the same time by searchers in the area of a pipeline trail just over a kilometer from the children's home. RCMP refused to answer questions about the blanket. However, the force did confirm the boot print was believed to be child-sized.
Yeah, so notice again the ghost sign. Awesome. That's incredible. I love it. Okay, so notice again, the canine dogs are brought in, right? And I mean, this case is a little different because obviously they're going to pick up their scent all around that area because that's their home. That's where they live. So there's not much to go on with the canines. They do bring in cadaver dogs. It was a few weeks after they had gone missing, and they did not pick up on anything. So very much like the Darius McDougal case, there's a pattern forming, right? There's no evidence of them being anywhere else other than the one area that they actually were, and then they've just disappeared. So, yeah, the cases are far too similar. RCMP have said all along that every missing persons investigation is considered suspicious until they have reason to believe otherwise. They have received more than 500 tips from the public at this point and followed up on each one. Unfortunately, there have been no confirmed sightings. Investigators have access to all the resources and all the tools that the RCMP can offer. And even outside the RCMP, we have other organizations that are engaged with this investigation, said Tremblay, referring to the National Centre for Missing Persons and the Canadian Centre for Child Protection. In July, the Mounties said they were running forensic tests on a pink blanket found during the search of the heavily wooded areas near the children's home. Police said at the time that the family had confirmed the blanket belonged to Lily. 3 family members found the blanket in a tree on Lansdowne Station Road on May 2nd, exactly 1 kilometer from the family home. A photo was shown to the mother and stepfather, who confirmed it was Lily's.
Later, police dispatched a sniffer dog to the area where the blanket was found, but the animal was unable to pick up a scent of Lily or Jack. On May 4th, another piece of blanket was seized by police after it was found inside a trash bag at the end of the driveway of the children's home, according to police. Police say they confirmed both pieces were part of the same blanket.
That is suspicious as fuck. Sorry.
Being the same, being at
Right? Why, like, why is one part of the blanket in a trash bag and the other is found in a tree? I don't know. Suspicious.
Among the numerous court orders sought by police was one of the Cobequid Pass, a tolled section of highway in Nova Scotia. Specifically, the RCMP were looking for the video records, including closed-circuit footage of all cameras of drivers leaving Nova Scotia between May 1st, 2025 at 2:25 p.m. to May 3rd, 2025 at 3 a.m. One of the documents say that on May 3rd, police received a report that Jack and Lily might be with their biological father. Police received a pair of messages about this early on May 3rd, but the report notes the caller, who was unnamed, did not have any proof, and she just wanted to make sure every possibility is looked into. According to the request for Cobequid Pass Toll Plaza vids, Malaya later reported to police that she thought Cody Sullivan, Lily and Jack's biological father, might have picked them up and taken them to New Brunswick. Police later met with Sullivan on May 22nd. The court document said he told police he had been in a relationship with the mother but had not seen her nor the children in 3 years. He said he paid child support, contrary to what Brooks Murray had told police. An affidavit sworn by Corporal Charlene Jordan Curl of the RCMP's Northeast Nova Scotia Major Crime Unit says Brooks Murray provided police with a video recording of a ScanDisk Cruiser Glide USB of a phone conversation between her grandmother, Patty Pearson, and Pearson's relative, Darren Geddes. According to the document, Geddes claimed to know information about the disappearance of Lily and Jack and had just suggested in social media postings that Brooks Murray may have been involved in their disappearance. However, it stressed that this is his theory. The document says Geddes also suggested that he might know the location of the children, although police talked with him and say he has no provided context as to why he has this theory.
Police said they sought a records access order to review the video recording. It is unknown if Darren Geddes knew he was being recorded. Jordan Curl said in the document, "I believe information provided in the recording could assist with locating the children by identifying further investigational avenues for police to pursue." The USB was given to police at the Bible Hill, Nova Scotia RCMP detachment on June 26, and police say the video of a phone conversation was made on the evening of June 21st. Police say the video recording captured Pearson holding her home phone on speaker so her conversation with Geddes could be heard, although police do not specifically discuss details of the conversation. RCMP also say they have previously met with Geddes on May 30th when he told them he wanted to provide information on the disappearance of the children, but he became confrontational and evasive when asked questions, and he wanted police to provide him with information about the investigation. He became upset when his questions were not answered, police say. Meanwhile, police say an interview was posted on a YouTube channel related to the disappearance of the children entitled "It's a Criming Shame." The interview is with a person identified as Durwood O'Grady, whom police believe is a pseudonym for a male believed to be Malaya's grandmother's cousin and is potentially Geddes. During the interview, the person identified as O'Grady made it clear what he was saying could be wrong, could be speculation. Police say that Brooks Murray later told them that Geddes uses the name Durwood O'Grady on social media. The documents also reveal that Brooks Murray provided a statement to police saying she used a smartphone messaging application called Text Plus to call her mother and her grandmother after Lilly and Jack went missing, and that she used this because it allowed her to make phone calls during a wireless internet service. Police say Brooks Murray told them she later deleted the software because she didn't need it anymore. Police say they requested Brooks Murray's records from Text Plus Inc., specifically her records between May 1st and 2nd. The documents reveal they received results from this request, but other details were redacted. Brooks Murray, when reached by the Canadian press by phone on Friday, declined to provide a comment.
A spokesperson with the Nova Scotia RCMP said the police initially sought to seal these ITOs in full, which is standard practice in sensitive investigations, where the release of information could compromise the integrity of future integrity of the investigation. The public suspicions of the family has grown since the beginning. There are some parts of the parents' story that don't add up. First, the parents claimed they didn't hear them playing and didn't know that where they were. But then the mom also stated that she knew they were outside. Daniel, the stepfather, claimed he searched a significant area in the first 20 minutes and then drove around a large area, which would have been impossible for the children of 4 and 6 years old to cover that distance in that short time. The grandma, this grandma, man. I'll see if I can play you guys the video over here of her interview. So the grandma, Janie McKenzie, who lives in a trailer on the property, claimed she heard the children playing on the swings in the backyard at 8:15 a.m., but didn't look out the window or check on them. It has also been said that she didn't hear them. Her dog did, so it's unclear about that. In one interview, I think it was for CBC News, she says she heard them outside, but then I guess she told another interviewer that she didn't hear them, so who knows. She also claimed to have searched a large area of the forest around the property. The children could not have got that far in a short period of time. The parents are claiming they were missing. Her first interview was 2.5 months after they went missing, when the police started seizing more electronics from the parents. Janie states that it was Malaya who told her that the kids were missing. However, Daniel, her son, says he told her they were missing. Deception Detective on YouTube made a very good point. This guy is awesome. If you get the chance to listen or watch some of his videos, he's really good at watching like an interview and telling you, okay, this is why I believe they're lying. And if I'm correct, he is a former FBI agent or worked with the FBI or something like that. It's really interesting. So he made a very good point that how did Malaya know the kids were missing right away? She never asked the grandma if she knew where they were or if they were in her trailer. She never asked if they came to visit her. And personally, wouldn't that have been your first thought? If you hop out of bed and you're like, oh, where are the kids? And you know that like 10 feet away, the grandma lives in a trailer, wouldn't you assume normally that's where they went? Like if you can't see them, they must be in grandma's trailer. Like who?
Yeah, but not if they don't normally go over there, right?
Yeah, but I mean, she lives 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Like I just don't know if the minute I saw my kids weren't there, if I would automatically jump to, oh my God, they're missing. I would be like, where the fuck are they? Like, hey, did they come over to you? Like,
Yeah.
Like you would at least check, even if they don't normally go there. You woke up and they're probably not normally not in the house, right?
Yeah.
Your first instinct was to assume they're missing. I don't know. Honestly, my kids have never gone missing, not even for short periods of time. Who knows? That's just me saying this is what I think that I would do. I just don't know if I would automatically jump to they've disappeared or they're missing. Because you wouldn't want that to be true. Nobody wants their kids to be missing. I mean, most normal moms don't want their kids to be missing, right? So that's a lot. You're like, no, they're not missing. They're going to be around here somewhere. Or they're under the bed or in a closet or they went to grandma's house, like, right? Like, I would think personally they're anywhere other than missing. That's going to be my last resort. That's just me, though. Who knows?
Right. Yeah.
At least check. She's 10 feet away. At least be like, hey, grandma,
Yeah,
are they with you?
yeah, for sure.
It's even like when they're outside hiding in spots. You're just like, where are you guys?
Yeah. And it just seems from both the mom and the dad, their initial reaction was, oh my God, they're gone. Oh my God, they're missing. And I mean, maybe that's the case, but you live around wooded areas, they have a tree fort or like a little fort within the trees. I'm going to assume if they're not at grandma's, they're not in the swings, they've gone to their tree fort. Because kids normally go to the places they know best, the places that they like, right? Kids don't, a 4 and 6 year old don't get out of the house and go, adios, fuckers, I'm out of here, and just take off, right? Like, they're gonna be like, let's go play in our fort. Let's go, like normal places. I just don't think that it's within their brain to just wander. Like, it is to wander, but just not to wander away completely. They're gonna wander to where they want to go play.
Right.
Kids don't want to wander down a highway.
No.
Right? You're not going that way. You're not going like kids also wouldn't want, hey, let's wander to school. Like that's not, they're gonna wander to the woods, to the areas they're familiar with and to the areas they want to play. Autistic, not autistic, they're still kids. They're still gonna have the idea that we're gonna go where it's familiar. Kids don't want to go where they don't know. Not alone, right? Not that young,
Right.
Well, and a lot of 4-year-olds, if you think about it, they won't wander far.
right?
6, maybe they'll try and test the limits a little, but a 4-year-old, they're not going far.
Exactly. So Malaya woke up to Lily coughing at 6:15 a.m. and instantly marked them absent from school again. Which fine, like if they've been sick for the last couple of days, sure, you just, oh, she's still coughing, we'll keep her home. But then she went back to sleep. Would you not get up? Right? If your kids are coughing and you know they've been sick for the last couple of days, get your ass out of bed. And I'm not meaning to judge, but I guess I'm judging. I'm sorry. Why didn't you get up? Like you give them cough medicine, get them a drink, get them like, do your mom stuff. So they then made a phone call to her mom, Cindy, on the morning of May 2nd at 8:28 a.m. That wasn't answered, but then deleted the phone app from her phone prior to handing her phone to the RCMP. Okay, so one of the main theories is that Malaya wanted to get the kids away from Daniel because she claimed that he was abusive. And so the thought was that Malaya had the kids picked up in the middle of the night, and this phone call to her mom, Cindy, was a signal to say they've gone, like we've got them, kind of thing. There's no proof of that. It seems to be a pretty strong theory that people believe. And then the thought was, I guess, or in their theory is that she was going to take the baby, Meadow, I think is the baby's name, and meet whoever it was that took them after. The issue is that why wouldn't she have just gone with them then? Like if they're taken at like 2:30 in the morning to keep them safe and you're going to go meet them later, why didn't you just go with them at 2:30 in the morning? Like why would you risk and now having to create this elaborate story of, oh my God, they've disappeared and we don't know where they are? It would make more sense. I don't know. It seems weird that maybe it is true. I mean, she did leave shortly after they went missing. Some people believe these kids are safe in a holding spot, now reunited with their mom, but who knows? It's hard to say.
It's just weird because it's all out there. Why would it be all out there if you're just leaving?
Right. And I mean, if he was abusive and you've taken them away, these aren't his biological kids anyway. I don't know if he's adopted them. There's no claim of that, like in any of the reports that I could find. But so if he hasn't adopted them, he has no legal claim over them anyway. So what does it matter? Right? I mean, just take off. Like if she was afraid for their safety, I guess he had made some comment. Well, she has said he made a comment that if you leave me, I will kill Lilly and Jack. But who knows? That's all hearsay. We don't have any reports directly from her. This is just one of the theories, but I don't know. There's a lot of holes in that theory. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think these parents are innocent. I'm not saying they did anything. I think there's a lot of suspicion their way. I wouldn't say that I believe in their innocence per se, but who knows?
Daniel and Malaya both claim to be the one to wake up first and don't hear the kids. They both have stated multiple times that the kids are very friendly and will talk to anyone. The statistical likelihood of a stranger abduction is extremely low due to the fact that there are two children. But it's interesting that no one, not the parents or the grandparents, have ever made a plea for them to come home. The property being so close to the main road, being abducted could definitely be a possibility. Similarly to the Darius McDougal case, the lack of evidence is concerning. There has only been the pink blanket found about a kilometer away from the home, which Daniel said didn't belong to Lilly, but Malaya said it did, and the one boot print found on the property.
Yeah, so that's basically it. That's all the evidence that they found. Now, it just gets more batshit crazy from there. There has been one of the uncles that when searchers tried to go out on his property, that his property kind of was like backed up to this family's property. He would not allow the searchers onto his property. And there's a video of it, and he's like, absolutely not, you can't come in here. And they're like, why won't you let us on? And apparently he has two large rams on his property that are dangerous. I mean, these rams are like 300 pounds apiece. I want to get fucking headbutted by a ram. So, I mean, that totally makes sense, right? Like, he probably doesn't want the liability of that. But on the other hand of that, if these are your, I don't know, pet rams, whatever the fuck they are, like, can you not get them away so people can search? And any body of water is public property. So if you have acres of land and you have a river that runs through it, people can walk on that river bank, and because that's public property, you can't actually own that, apparently. You can't own the river. So that's where they wanted to search. These searchers were like, just let us search on the river. And he can't stop them, basically. But there's this whole big fight that he barricaded the area and all this stuff. Who knows? We weren't there. We can't say for sure what happened. We can just watch the video that is filmed from the searcher's point of view. So you got to take that for what you can see, right? You don't know if there's more to it than that. But I totally get his side of saying, y'all don't want to be hit by a ram. Like, and I don't want you suing me for it. So,
but on his side, he could have just been like, hey, come see what I have here that you don't want to see, instead of making a big spiel about it too.
Yeah, there's honestly, you can look at both sides. And like, I've been going through the Facebook group over this, and both sides make a very good argument. You know, the thing that sticks out to me the most, where the fuck is Malaya? You made one interview and that's it. These are your kids. They're 4 and 6 years old. If you don't know where they are, why the fuck are you not either out searching or pleading every day for someone to find them, someone to bring them home, for something? Why are you not? Why are you? It feels like you're hiding, whether that's what you're doing or not. That's what it looks like. It feels suspicious that way. You know, there being zero evidence, again, like in the Darius McDougal case, that is very suspicious. And honestly, the entire family does not help. Like the grandparents, the uncles, the everybody, they're not helping the situation, right? And the only one that is active in social media is the dad. And it's hard to say. I mean, we don't know how we would act if our kids were missing. You know, sometimes some of the comments he says do make him look suspicious, and other times I think they're just easily read into. So it is hard to say. I'm going to try and play this reel for you. I'm hoping this is the right one. And this is Earl Martell, which is Daniel's dad.
Are you the one that stole them kids? Me?
Can you hear it now?
What are you doing here? Are you? Yeah. What are you doing here? Are you? Are you here? Are you? What are you doing here? Are you? You're a yes. Another one of them YouTubers, are you? Is there anything wrong that parking my car here? You're not parking here. Being an idiot. For what? You can YouTube all you want. You low-life little. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Oh, yeah? You can smile because you got a camera there. Calm down. My picture. I don't have to calm down. Who heard you? You're the one that... Who heard you? You. Who heard you? You. Keep quiet. Keep quiet, man. Ain't you YouTubers? I'm not YouTuber. Then what are you doing here? I'm here looking for it. What are you doing? Who's me then? Because you took a picture of me first. I live here. So what? I can't come here to help? What the wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? Walk away.
Okay, so people look at this and automatically say, he's crazy. Why is he acting that way? He's totally suspicious. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute here. His grandkids are missing. And all these people are showing up that are YouTubers or influencer or whoever you are.
Media. I'd be pissed too.
Yeah.
I'd be like, get the hell out of here.
Right? And I mean, they're not used to it. Like, they're in this rural area. They're not used to all this attention. And he's probably fucking pissed, which absolutely he has the right to. And I don't think this YouTuber, whatever the guy is, aggravating this guy. And I mean, maybe there's more to it that we don't get to see, but I don't think this is any kind of smoking gun that he did it. If anything, I think this makes him look even more innocent because he just wants people to leave him the fuck alone. Mm-hmm. Right? That's the thing. Like, people going out there to search and to help look for the kids, absolutely. But people going out there to antagonize the family, whether you think the family did it or not, you're not helping. You're not helping anything. You need to just let the investigators do their job. And if you want to help, you help by searching or by spreading the word or whatever, right? Yeah. Don't go and antagonize these poor family members because at the end of the day, again, like we mentioned with Darius McDougal, we keep coming back to that case because that one is so similar. They had a large group of people that there's no way that entire group of people knew what happened and all kept quiet. I feel it's the same with this case. There's no way the entire family knows and nobody has said anything yet. There's no way. If the entire family was involved, somebody would have cracked. Somebody would have said something. And I think one or two of the family members know where these kids are, but I don't think they all do. So I think it's unfair to look at this one video and say, look how guilty he looks. Of course he's pissed. Get the fuck out of there with your camera and shit, right? Like, I don't know. But there's lots of videos. You can, if you go on their Facebook group, it's Lilly and Jack Sullivan Uncensored, I think. They have a ton of information on there. Be aware that there's also some people on there with very strong opinions about what happened, which love their passion. I'm so glad that they are trying to spread the word and stuff. Just be aware of that before you go looking. There's some really great, if you look it up on YouTube, there's some really great videos. The one that I did really like, the name is, it's a criming shame. Really hope I said that right. Anyway, she has some videos and talks a lot about it on there on YouTube. She does a really good job. I believe it's her that has the drone video that I was talking about where they're looking and they find the heat sources. I want to say it was her. I can double check that and put it on our socials to see who it was, but it was really interesting to listen. You can listen to a lot of the police radio stuff on this case. It's really interesting. But again, I hope, it's two little kids, 4-year-old Jack and 6-year-old Lily. They're just babies missing out there. It's so sad. I know the sign's coming. That was my stop sign. But what do you
I think I'm hilarious.
I think you're hilarious too. What do you guys think of this though? Is it not crazy how similar? Does it feel similar to you guys?
It does. It does. The kids just poof, vanished, right?
Right?
Same idea. Yeah.
It's almost like, so this one happened first, right?
Yeah.
And so it's almost like whoever did it in the Darius case kind of saw this happen and they're like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm gonna do that too. Like, not saying that that's what happened, but it just feels so similar.
It does. Yeah.
It's so heartbreaking. Stop killing your kids, man.
Right?
Or stop having kids if you don't want them.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the family has got a lot of flack for being like the trailer is in disarray, I think they call it. And like, so they're poor and they don't have, but poor people, lots of poor people raise kids just fine. Like, I don't think that doesn't mean they hurt them or killed them or anything, right? Like that factor doesn't matter, I don't think.
I just don't think she was trying to escape abuse because she would be leaving per se. And why would you have it out in the open as much? Like you would call that off.
Yeah. Yeah, like if it was an accident, like if she was gonna follow shortly after and he woke up before she had the chance to follow, either she figured this was a great way to get rid of the kid, but how do you explain then that you're leaving also?
Because she could have called in anonymous too and just been like, hey, the kids are safe, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't have to be such a big deal.
Yeah. She could have, when the cops showed up, she could have taken one of them aside and said, this is the situation, right? Like, I had to call and say that they were missing because he's abusive and threatening me. And I want you to know they're not missing. This is where they are. And this was my escape plan. The cops would have worked with her. They would not have been like, hey, Daniel, did you hear what she just said? Like, they're not going to give her up like that. They're going to protect her. That's their job, right? So there was if this was her plan, there was lots of opportunity for her to get this going differently, right? And at no point, like they've been missing since May, at no point did she think to say, hey, y'all, I fucked up and this got way out of hand, right? I agree with you, Cash. I don't think this isn't that. I mean, maybe she had them taken away and gave them to somebody else and is like, you can look after them now. But even that, like, I don't know. She would have called it, the search should have been called off if that was the case. So I agree. I don't think that's it. I think, shall I say what I think?
They still have like mixed match of stories, right? Like they both woke up at the same time.
So I think Daniel, see, I don't want to say this because I was really hoping it's not him, but I kind of think that he did it. And I think his mom knows. Whether Malaya knows or not, I'm not sure. I don't think she does, though. I just question if she does because why did she leave?
So like the Gabby Petito case, right? The mom was covering for the guy.
Yeah. And that's what I think is going on here. I think, I can't remember what her name is. Janie Mackenzie, Janie Mackenzie, whatever. I think she's covering. Oh, the one thing I have searched for this video, I saw it once and then I'm not sure what happened to it. There is a video of so Janie saying how awful the kid's screaming is and how it drives you insane. And there is a video of it, I think it's Lily's birthday and they're bringing her a birthday cake and she high-pitched squeals or like screams for a very long time, which absolutely would be annoying. Not kill her annoying, but annoying. So I get that. But for a grandma to say that, and she said it, I believe it was on an interview that she said that like they're missing at this point. We don't necessarily need to talk about how annoying their screaming is. That doesn't put a grandma in a good light, right? Like, kids can all be annoying at some point. Grown-ups can all be annoying at some point. Humans in general are annoying at some point. I annoy Sophia every time we record because I don't shut the fuck up. She don't want to kill me, I hope. Right? Like,
if you go missing in the woods.
Y'all heard it.
Don't come looking for me.
She'll just hold up the stop sign and you can't go that way. But I just don't think that puts grandma in a good light. That's my theory.
Well, and if they're autistic, screaming could be one of their signs.
Yeah, it's totally a stimming thing, I think, right? A lot of autistic people have vocal stimming.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost found that very odd for the mom also to just say they are possibly autistic. So, like, what did that, like, I don't know necessarily what
And
difference that,
possibly.
right? I mean, maybe
Weird.
they're too young to be assessed yet. Fair, but like,
Yeah, I don't know.
why bring it up then? If they haven't been assessed yet, I just don't think that plays a difference in the search for them, unless maybe she thought people might look harder. People are gonna look, they're kids. You've got a 4 and 6 year old missing. You don't need any extra things to make people look harder for that, right? Like, they're little kids. I mean, they are adorable little kids. People are looking for them because they are adorable little kids, whether they're autistic or not.
Yeah.
One point that deception detective guy pointed out was both Malaya and Daniel multiple times have said these kids are friendly. They will talk to anybody. They will get in the car with anybody. They are totally friendly. Like, they've said that over and over and over again, which kind of seems like they're setting the stage for what could have possibly happened. It seems a little odd that you would keep bringing that up. He made a good point with that, I thought. Yeah, poor kids.
The only thing that I find with this case over the Darius case is that one, they found more things than they did with Darius.
Yeah.
So they're already like that one step ahead and in a quicker time frame than Darius. But then also the parents and the way the family is.
Yeah, I think that's what's creating more attention, right? There's a lot more dynamics going on. But it's interesting because the cops were on scene within 20 minutes for the Darius one and within 20 minutes for this one too. So fairly quick response time for both.
Yeah. But then again, if you look at it with all of Darius's family dynamics, they're almost the same.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like in the news reports, they're not talking about all the family dynamics.
Yeah.
About how the mom knows the girlfriend. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say the dad probably did something, the stepdad.
Yeah, I mean,
because you can, I don't want to say fake it, but you can override a polygraph.
Yeah.
Like, that's why they don't want them in court, because it is easy to just be normal.
Yeah, definitely check out this deception detective guy on YouTube. Let me see if I can bring him up. Some of the ones that just the way he explains.
You just gave me another rabbit hole to go down, so.
I did, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, here. Oh, let me unplug this.
Months after Jack and Lilly Sullivan vanished, their stepfather, Daniel Martell, says he continues to search for answers and cooperate with police. That included when cadaver dogs recently came to his property.
I come home and the dogs were already, on scene, and they were there for about an hour before I got there. I didn't know the exact day when the arrival was going to happen. But at the end of the day, everything's ruled out there, and I hope this is speculation, turns elsewhere.
Sorry to disappoint, but my speculation hasn't changed. And it's not just because Daniel's top priority seems to be deflecting speculation instead of finding his missing kids. So today, let's watch this interview and count all the red flags. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For early access, exclusive videos, and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. If you're watching this, you're probably already familiar with the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan from Nova Scotia, Canada. So instead of recapping the entire case, here's a quick clip from my video, He Knows Everything, recapping the statements Daniel was making leading up to the cadaver dog search.
Is there any piece of you that's preparing for the fact, like, what if they do find something?
No, because I didn't do anything. I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do anything. Those are 3 people on the property.
For someone who was apparently drifting in and out of sleep when Lilly and Jack disappeared, Daniel sure does know quite a bit about what happened to them. For instance, he knows where they aren't, he knows their dead bodies aren't on the property, and he somehow also knows who isn't responsible. The implication, of course, is he knows where they are. That's how he knows they won't be found on the property. And this isn't a reach. After all, if he actually didn't know what happened, I'd expect him to be curious about what the dogs might find and apprehensive about it. But he's not. I'd also expect him to be suspicious about all the other adults who are on the property, but he isn't. He's conclusive about their innocence when, if his story's true, he has no way of knowing that. By the way, as a side note, Daniel, criminals move bodies all the time. The cadaver dogs not finding anything on the property doesn't prove you're innocent. It actually suggests the opposite. As I said in that video, if the dogs don't find any bodies on the property, it actually is bad for Daniel, not only because he said for sure they wouldn't find anything, which makes me wonder how he knew that, but also because their story is that the kids wandered off and got lost. How far could they have possibly gone before perishing in the rough Nova Scotian weather? Most likely in the area the dogs were searching, which calls their entire story into question. But this new interview is even worse than that old one. So without further ado, let's listen.
2 dogs trained to detect human remains were brought in from British Columbia the week of September 22nd. They spent about 3 days searching a total of 40 kilometers for evidence of the 2 missing children.
They didn't locate any human remains or anything associated to this file or any open files.
Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon is the officer in charge of major crime and behavioral sciences in Nova Scotia. He says the dogs scoured the Lansdowne property where the siblings lived. They also sniffed the woods where a pink blanket was previously found and a nearby pipeline and intersecting trails. He wouldn't confirm whether people were questioned during the latest search, but Martel tells CBC one of the RCMP dog handlers had tough questions for him about the day before the children disappeared.
He said your Thursday and all the way leading into Friday morning, there's not enough detail. And I said to him that Thursday was just an ordinary day until I woke up on Friday morning. And that's when life changed. There was nothing like life changing on Thursday. It was a normal day. So, therefore, there was
oh crap, I think I said it was Wednesday they went missing. Oops.
If you're over 50 and you're not dermaplaning, you're making a big mistake. You can get rid of fine lines and wrinkles.
So he was mentioning something along the lines of something happened Thursday night and your story isn't matching up?
Yeah. Well, not just matching, it didn't have enough detail for him personally. And then that's when I asked him, do you know anything on the case? And he said, not really. I've seen you on the news once. And that kind of alarmed me or, shocking because you're having somebody that's trying to get you to admit to something and they don't know any details. So therefore, my Thursday didn't have any details. Your knowledge of the case didn't have any details. So you shouldn't try to force something on me without knowing any of the background.
I've got a lot of problems here, so let's go through them one by one. First, I don't like how Daniel got defensive when pressed for more details. I would have expected him to be kicking himself for not remembering every little thing, especially if he truly believed the kids were kidnapped. Did he see a stranger in town? Was someone following them? Did he see a weird car on the road? Every detail would matter. Victims searching their memories for buried clues is such a common phenomenon that it's actually carded in the deception deck. My second problem is this. Even if we took Daniel at his word, that he just wipes his memory clean of every ordinary moment, we can't trust his account of Friday morning. After all, by his logic, he shouldn't remember anything about that morning because it was a normal morning up until they noticed that the kids were missing. Which brings me to my biggest issue with this entire segment of the interview. Thursday wasn't an ordinary day. Lily was apparently sick, so they kept her home from school, which breaks the normal routine. In other words, it all boils down to this. No matter which way you cut it, Daniel's either lying about not remembering Thursday, or he's such an unreliable witness that he can't alibi anybody for Friday morning. Let's keep listening because it gets even worse.
Did he make any accusations at you?
Yeah, he did. He said that Thursday didn't have enough details, and we think you did something to the kids Thursday night. And I asked him, what are you talking about? I just ran through whole Thursday and Wednesday with you. We just spent the last 20 minutes talking. And there's not enough detail because I thought it was an ordinary day.
Martel says the cadaver dog searched inside his trailer and police even looked under his deck. McCammon says his team is prepared to keep working on this case until it's solved.
This is not something that we stop working on. We've got 2 young children, Lily and Jack, who've gone missing from their home. And it is a Missing Persons Act investigation still at this time. But we need to find answers to that. There's a lot of legitimate public concerns about how 2 children go missing and we can't find them. So we're going to continue until we have answers.
He says bringing dogs back to these woods again could be a possibility if new information suggests they missed something.
There should have been case closed from the very start. Because with the amount of resources, the technology, and amount of searchers, and everyone deployed in that the initial search, that was a lot. That was an 8-kilometer radius outwards. And it's just the amount of money and people's time, injuries that were sustained during that. It's just, people should have just opened their eyes to see that we need to look elsewhere. I pointed many fingers, and I think that's where the people should look.
Not here.
Not here. Not in the woods. The fingers have been pointed. Let's start taking a look. It's just heartbreaking to know that 5 months have passed and school started, the summer ended. Like, this should be a chance for kids to be interacting and doing kid things, enjoying their lives as kids. It's not just all the kids that miss them from school and community and, at this point, the whole country that, know they're missing. It's just like, I have kids too that know that they're missing too. And that's heartbreaking for them. Meadow doesn't understand, but one day she will. And she knows that Dad spoke up for Jack and Lily.
When Daniel went on that tangent about kids going back to school, I thought he was talking about Lily and Jack. But no, his sympathy was for the other students in their class who would feel sad that they were missing. And that's not the only time he put others over his own children in this clip. And by the way, I hope you noticed that he didn't refer to his other biological daughters as his other daughters. He just called them his daughters. So what does he consider Lily? Anyway, when he was talking about the search, he was lamenting all the money and man hours being wasted and all the injuries the searchers were getting. Actual parents of missing children couldn't care less about the people searching for their kids as long as they're doing it. They bankrupt the entire police department if it meant getting their kids back. I explained why Daniel talks this way in my video, He's Afraid, which I'll link on the end card. If you want more like this, let me know by liking, commenting, and sharing. Until next time, stay true.
That's a very good point that he makes, hey?
Yeah.
Why does he give a shit about how much it's costing and other people getting injured? Fuck, who cares? Just find my kids. I wouldn't care about anything else, anybody else.
And which one is his?
Meadow. So that's the 1-year-old. Meadow is his and Malaya's kid. And then he also has 2 other kids with a different person. Yeah, I really like that deception detective. I'll have to look if we can put that clip in the...
And if you look at the way he's talking, it's like a Chris Watts.
Yeah.
He's talking like a Chris Watts, so...
And even the fact that he's like, you don't need to look here. You don't need to look in the woods. They're not there. How the fuck do you know? If you think they're missing, look everywhere. Everywhere.
Don't get me wrong. I would be like, come check me. I swear, come see my stuff. You want to look there? Go for it. But the way he goes, I know they're not here, is also suspicious.
It is very suspicious.
Because I wouldn't say, oh, they're not here, because I wouldn't physically know if they're there or not. They could be there.
Exactly.
But I would also be like, yeah, come and check.
Yeah.
I won't tell you no.
Right?
Telling you no makes me look bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so hard to say. I really wanted to believe it was not the dad, because sometimes I'm like, but he's just a dad that's his kids are missing. We don't know. But I don't know. I kind of feel like it's the dad. Well, the stepdad, I guess.
And
he's not the real dad.
Why would the blanket be on a tree, but then be in the garbage?
Right?
And it's a garbage on the land.
Yeah.
So I know it's all innocent till proven guilty, but
Yeah, I actually think often it's guilty until proven innocent is what it's more like, right? Like,
should be.
yeah, I just don't think I would care so much. Like, blame me. Like, by all means, think it's me, whatever. Do whatever you need to find my kids. I don't care what social media says. He does often jump on that group and defends his actions and other people's actions. But did you know how he said he has pointed fingers?
Mm-hmm.
Who's he pointed fingers at?
But then that's where it makes me feel like he's part of it in the sense of like, okay, yes, if I'd done anything, I'd be like, give me a polygraph test, they'll prove me right, right?
Yeah,
But I wouldn't be pushing for that.
yeah.
I
If
would
they
just,
asked, I'd be like, sure, absolutely. But I wouldn't be
right,
like, hey, do it, do it, do it.
right. I wouldn't be saying, okay, give it to me, because now that means that he was prepared for that test to do
Exactly.
it, which also makes him look, he's not guilty.
Yeah. So, and they said that he passed his and the mom passed hers, but the grandma's was inconclusive. But I guess she has like a heart condition. But the heart condition can't be too bad because, according to her, she wandered all through the woods looking for the kids. So, how bad is your heart condition if you can't take a polygraph, but you can hike through the woods?
But that's the thing is like you don't hear the mom being, "Oh, I'll take one. I'll do it. Let's give me this," right? Whereas him,
Yeah.
he's like, "Give me this polygraph test." You just made yourself look terrible because you're pushing it on yourself.
Yeah.
Like if they came to you, like they probably did to the mom, is if they come to you and say, "Hey, can you do this polygraph?" Absolutely. I have nothing to hide. Do it. That's
Yeah.
fine. But pushing it, why?
Right? Yeah.
So you're being pushy on everything, which is also making it look different.
Yeah. And it's hard to say because on one side I'm like, I would absolutely be in the media all the time. And then on the other hand, I'm like, he's often in the media. So I guess it's hard to say that
I mean,
word,
I would
but
be in the media too, but to a point.
yeah.
So I would be in a point too where I wouldn't be fighting with people over
Yeah.
my actions. So if you're
Right.
gonna fight over your actions with people, just saying,
Yeah. Yeah, like if he wants to like make a post on social media saying, "Hey, oh, that was the thing actually." So on his actual Facebook profile, there isn't really anything about the kids. That would be my entire profile.
yeah.
My entire like my profile picture, my banner thing, my everything would be the missing posters, right?
But that's the thing is like if I were to go, I wouldn't care what people are saying about me negatively. So I would
Yeah.
just post, okay, this is what we have so far, X, Y, and Z. If you see like the Darius, just
Hmm.
going on and just saying that whole thing. Like that Vanessa girl is a family friend.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So it's just going on and just like reposting this, right? If you're going on to attack people because of X, Y, and Z, that shows who you like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely weird. Definitely look up some of the videos though.
Are we doing an updated episode on this? Are we doing another episode on this, or is
Yeah, if more information comes out, we will do more.
so that's
It's
how you end it?
okay. All right. Yes, we will update as more information becomes available. We will look closely.
Boom.
Good call. So that's it for Moms on Mics this week.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Moms on Mics Podcast, on TikTok at Moms on Mics, and join our Facebook group, Moms on Mics.
If anyone has any topics you would like us to cover, or if you have any questions or suggestions, you can email us at momsonmics@gmail.com or submit through our website, momsonmics.com.
We would also appreciate it if you could rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening on. It really helps the podcast move up on their charts so it gets more exposure. I hope you join us again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.